Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities there may be today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. So we're starting off here on the daily as usual. We have EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. Now what's the daily showing us? Yesterday again closed out as another bearish day. We took the previous weekly low, sell side liquidity, which obviously made us close above that low. Now so far today, we are very bearish already into London, right, and overnight. We've already taken our previous daily low, sell side liquidity. So we'll see on a lower time frame or over the next hour or so what EU does with that sell side liquidity from that previous low. However, as you can see here, we have a more major sell side liquidity target right below that. I do believe price is more than likely heading for this low here. We'll see at what point it wants to head towards it. As you can see now, we're having some sort of pullback from the previous daily low sell side liquidity. We have our really obvious order block imbalance POI on the daily below, deep in the discount. We've been very bearish over 2 weeks now. It does look like this may be our next higher time frame support, right? If we use this as the leg, this looks like our most likely target. From this, I guess we can call it a pullback. Okay, we'll see what we do with this area once we reach it. DXY is obviously doing the same as our inverse. We haven't taken the previous daily high yet, so there is some divergence this morning, okay, which may indicate maybe a short-term pullback today, but we'll see that again on a lower time frame. We have the same buy side liquidity target above, which I believe price should be heading towards, and then ultimately the same POI as well. So in terms of POIs and confluences, both DXY and EU are in sync, which is why I believe we'll continue heading lower towards these price draws. So that's enough for the daily. As I said, I believe we'll probably continue this bearish momentum, but we have taken fresh sell side liquidity this morning. So let's see what happens. Let's go down to the 4 hour, see what that looks like. So here on the 4 hour, it's less clear with the actual legs and structure. Obviously, we're very bearish still, right? It's more of the same from the daily. You can see our sell side liquidity target right below here, and you can see how price has reacted from this previous daily low, sell side liquidity. You can see we had that bearish candle. We've now pulled back quite a bit. We're almost forming a bullish candle, though obviously we have an hour and a half left to form it. In terms of structure, if I was to try and read some legs here, we can have this high to this low. We pulled back, making a lower high to a lower low. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Or you can read this entire leg. Depends on your preference, okay? This may look more like a 1 hour leg. It may look better on the 1 hour chart. So we'll see. Either way, we know we're very much within a discount. Okay, we've made these lower lows. We've taken sell side liquidity. And by the looks of it, we may have some sort of mini pullback during the day. Now, as I said, because of this sell side liquidity target below here, I do think this will be our target, at least for today. I think any pullback from this sell side liquidity here is probably just to pull back somewhere internally to then head lower. That's just my theory and what I'm thinking at the moment. We are fully mitigated in this entire leg here. Apart from a gap we may create here, there's no other imbalances in order blocks which are left unmitigated. So I think once we've reached this point, then I'll reassess anything for pullback. So I'm bearish for the moment, but I think once we reach this sell side liquidity target, I'll be more inclined to look for some counter trend bullish moves, at least in the short term, with our ultimate target being down here. DXY at the moment has SMC divergence as well, so that may be indicating some sort of pullback internally, as we haven't taken that previous daily high where we've taken this previous daily low. I don't think there's much to read here on the 4 hour, so let's move on quickly and go down to the 1 hour and see what that shows us. So the 1 hour bias and structure played out perfectly yesterday. We had this leg that I was talking about where we had this high to this low. We pulled back, didn't take out a high, meaning weak low here, and internally we broke down lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, which eventually had taken out that previous weekly low for the sell side liquidity target and weak low. So we can remove that leg. So now with the 1 hour, we can be reading the leg from up here to down here, or from here to down here, right, where we pulled back overnight and then created a new lower low. Either way, we are in a discount. we have taken sell side liquidity from previous daily low. Now we have left behind some imbalances here and here. If we are using this as our leg, of course, they are into a premium. So those for me are our POIs, or my POIs, to look for today to see if price is going to continue short from here or here towards our sell side liquidity target. Now DXY, as we said, has SMC divergence and is moving very bearish from these highs. It's already mitigating these imbalanced targets on its chart. We're yet to pull back into those on EU, so we will see what happens there. Those are obviously POIs just to keep an eye on. We may or may not reach there, but those would be the most obvious confluences to use to continue lower until this sell side liquidity target. So in terms of bias, of course I am bearish, but I'll also probably stop my bearish bias once we meet this target just to see what price does. I don't want to trade bearish if we've rejected this sell side liquidity point here. Right, same with if we reach it on DXY. It's a bit further away on DXY, so I'm not sure if we'll reach it. We may see some SMC divergence at first at least. So let's see what happens there. We have our clear bearish structure still going on, clear bearish trend, right, with lower highs, lower lows. So there's no worries about the direction of price. Our only divergence here today is from these highs to this high here, which may indicate some sort of pullback, right? Maybe down to this order block here on DXY before it eventually goes up and continues bullish. We'll see what happens there. The price is starting to move here now. Let's go down to the M15. Let's see what an opportunity for today may look like. So my overall theme for today is probably going to be patience for some order flow and these POIs. Now we are clearly in this bearish order flow and trend. We've made a new lower low, right, from this high to this low on the M15 as well, which is showing that clearly. We've taken sell side liquidity, we've left equal lows, which are actually probably good future targets, but that aside, we've taken out sell side liquidity and we may now be pulling back bullish as DXY is indicating some bearish movement here. My priority won't be to try and catch this bullish pullback. We have a 1 hour POI just above, which we've created inducement for. So imbalance there with an M15 order block as well at this Asia midline. So we've got Asia midline with an M15 order block, which is overlapping with a 1 hour imbalance. Now we have a 1 hour imbalance above that. We may spike up into it. I don't know. So what I would prefer to see is price to make its way back up into these POIs here, whether it's this M15 order block in 1 hour, and then break of structure around here, and then we pull back to our M15 order block with imbalance, because I want to see momentum come out of this area to then trade down towards our sell side liquidity target. So preferably I want to see something like this, right? Price to come back up, confirm these areas and reject them. That rejection be confirmed by this break of structure here, leaving behind this M15 order block with imbalance, right? And then pulling back, leaving possible inducement below it, which is just buy side liquidity, which we will be sweeping once entering our order. Set our order here at our order block, stop loss just above the highs, right, for whatever value that may be, targeting the lows. So this is what I would want to see. Right, we have a 1 hour POI, 15-minute POI that I would want to see us respect, then break of structure, pull back, then continue lower. Like I said, on the higher time frame, all of this area here seems mitigated. So this may be our premium. We have our 1 hour POIs here that I want to see this happening. Whether this happens at the first POI or from the second POI, I don't mind. And then, like I said earlier, once we're down into this area, let's say we break down now and just head there, I'll look for longs down into this area, right? We may do something like this. Break of structure above, pull back, and then that may initiate some sort of short-term pullback somewhere. So we'll see what happens. But for now, until we meet that sell side liquidity zone, I'm going to look for something like this. So I hope that's clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.